Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm well, Rachel. How are you?
Doing good. To start with a role like this, that is kind of for you, sort of, especially in the beginning of the movie, not a sidekick, but like sort of a man who is, I don't want to call him bumbling because that feels mean, but he is this guy who just sort of just keeps calling this guy Kevin, even though he very clearly is like, don't say my name. Uh, but how is that for you to kind of get to play a role that is fun, which you've done in the past, but is, this goof in a lot of ways and it is kind of trying to find he's kind of having fun in a movie that is very sci-fi and dark and a lot of other themes in it.
Yeah, I think that, well, Gabriel refers to him as the Kevin who says no.
Hmm.
So it's not just that he doesn't understand who he's talking to, he understands the sort of mythology of the person.
Hmm.
And I don't know if there's a kind of celebrity factor that he's interested in, but I think that whatever it is that's amusing about Gabriel, it sort of comes out of the moment. And because Sean, wasn't there through the whole production and the whole filming, where they really did, there were so many performers, so many background actors, and this apocalyptic world that they were living in. I think it sort of it can get heavy. It can get kind of the mood is dark. But because I would come in, I sort of felt like I had one foot in their world and one foot in a kind of less connected to the through line
Hmm.
of the pain that they were in. So there's just kind of this low grade working class normal guy, but um, he also facilitates the telling of these stories for Kevin, or the sharing of the this word that Kevin is has created, and in a sense he sort of gives it purpose because he brings it to other people,
Hmm.
and then he can kind of come back, and I think he's genuinely encouraging for the first while. He's genuinely sort of yeah, he's just like he's just making an observation. There's a character, when he's eating all the time. Do you know what I mean? He's just eating. There's something about the kind of temporal plane where you eat and you're in pain and you live and you just kind of like you just kind of muddle through. But he's able to recognize the impact that Kevin's um, insights are having on people, and he wants to encourage that. So,
Hmm.
yeah. But the amusing stuff. I mean, I found myself. I was watching and I'm like, what am I doing? Jeez. But it's sort of. I think it's welcome in the movie because the movie's got such a is so laden, with meaning and yeah.
Yeah, I do think you also, I don't know how you've managed it, but you've made a great career out of being like almost that comedic sidekick in a way that is so good. Like, it's such a great career of having like because Gabriel is in like the like light comedic parts for a lot of the beginning part of, well, not the beginning, he's more of like the middle aspect of the film, but like when he's eating that ham sandwich in front of Kevin, and Kevin is very clearly like, I'm starving. It's genuinely kind of upsettingly funny, because Kevin is like, I just fought for an orange. And Gabriel's like, I have this ham sandwich that I'm just kind of waving in front of your face. For you as an actor, how is it like? Is it fun for you to find those like comedic moments of like you said, he's just eating a lot for
Yeah.
like in this apocalyptic landscape where people don't really have that much food. This guy is like, I have my bits that I just keep finding food and I'm going to eat it every chance I get just to kind of rub it in everyone else's face.
Yeah, it's like he that's what he would want, and so that's what he has. And you
Yeah.
sort of wonder, looking back from late in the movie, if maybe he was favored in some way.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think one of the things I like about this movie is that it's patient, and you can bring yourself to it and your own thoughts and your own ideas. I sort of look forward to the kind of social media analysis of what Gabriel is, because I'm sure it'll be smarter than what I would have thought of when we were there. You know, people have such creativity, um, and they yeah, they can see things that I don't know that we see. I don't. I mean, you just being a friend is a good thing.
Hmm.
You know, being the friend, the person who's the friend. But what I liked about this was, at some point, not to spoil it at all, but it sort of goes the other way, you know, and you kind of think like it's even more. Usually, they like to kill the friend. You know, they like to the nice guy who's, you know, open and honest and sort of guileless. Like, that's the one they like to kill. What I liked about this movie was that I got to go in a, well, let's say, a radically different direction. So I was happy to both enjoy the thing that I've done and then do something different as well.
Yeah. And you and Christopher have this very cool kind of back and forth, especially like when we first get to see Gabriel. I loved kind of the dynamic. I was like, oh, I instantly am obsessed with how these two talk to each other. How did you guys kind of like build that kind of conversational like back and forth? Because it was very cool to kind of see that evolve when you guys are at like work, as it were.
Yeah, Christopher and I bonded the second we met. Um, I think we both come from a world of performance, and when one of the great things about being a performer and doing plays or movies or television or whatever is you're expected to be as close as the characters are written the minute you meet. And so it actually is a little bit freeing as a human being to sort of walk into a moment where he had been working for a while by the time I got there, and
Mhm.
he was on his journey, and it was very clear that it was, you know, he was working hard, and yet we sort of bonded instantly, and you just kind of go, okay. And that's you know, I wonder if I start doing parts where I'm not the friend, if I'll go into settings and not get along with the actors. But in the situation where we're supposed to get along, we bonded. Our kids went to the same school. Actually, Christopher and my kids went to the same school, so
Awesome.
we had some things in common, some friends in common, and um, yeah. And I really think I appreciated what he was doing with with his part and with this movie and in this setting. It's not easy. It's not easy to be him and have to like carry the weight of these ideas of loss of your family and you know, being um, alone and
Mhm.
being in places where you're not meant to be. And you know, it's an interesting idea in a book or a movie, or you know, but if you're the one kind of doing it, it's hard. So I actually think maybe in some way I was sort of facilitating. I was kind of playing that same role in life as in the movie, just in the sense that I came in and was sort of fresh and open and, you know, eager to see what he was doing. And yeah,
Yeah.
we got on pretty well.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I do have to end this by saying thank you for just everything in your career. I was a Goonies kid, which I know you probably hear a lot.
I
Like
know.
to the point where like I met Key and I told him like I texted my best friend all that I was meeting someone, and all I said was it's 007, not 00 negative, and she instantly knew who I was meeting. Like that's my level of
Well,
Goonies
you're a
love.
Goonie. You're
Yeah,
an
yeah, I
original Goonie.
am. And
Well,
I
I'm
like
so
so
glad. It makes me really happy to meet you. I wish could give you a big hug.
oh, thank you. And like, I wish my dad was still around because if I could tell him I was talking to Rudy, he would cry because
Mm,
like your movies mean a lot to my family. So this means the
mm.
world to me. But I can't
Well,
wait for people to get to see the shift and get to see you. You're so good at it. And so thank you so much for
bless
this.
you.
I
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much. I
it.
really appreciate it. Love to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.